What's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to show you how I got the Platinum Trophy in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'm going to show you the order of trophies I unlocked, and I'll tell you what I wish I did earlier in my playthrough, and hopefully save you guys some time. The game right now is free on PlayStation Plus for the month of January, so it's worth checking it out. My first 14 trophies were all story related, and that includes beating the game. Only one of those trophies wasn't technically a story trophy, and that was Level Up, which is for reaching level 10 with any character. But I included it because it comes pretty naturally if you play as the same character through the whole story. Doing the story first and nothing else wasn't the best idea, because your character will be pretty underleveled through the whole game, but it's also completely doable if you want to do it this way. After beating the game, I started doing all the support missions for my allies, and I started with Hack. I should have done this earlier because you unlock the ability to get more contracts which you need to complete for a trophy later on down the line. While doing all the support missions, I unlocked King for a day for reaching the max level with King Shark. King Shark was who I used as my main until I found out I played better with Harley Quinn's playstyle. Next, I completed all of the Penguin submissions for Winged Vengeance. After doing Penguin's missions, I went and knocked out Gizmo's support squad missions next. Right after that, I did all of Rick Flag's submissions. After Rick, I completed all of Poison Ivy's submissions. While working on submissions and other trophies, I unlocked allies for completing 50 contracts. There's another trophy down the line for doing 100, and I wish I started working on them sooner. Contracts are always fairly easy to do if you're keeping them in mind. Since there's so many of them, I wish I worked on them while tackling the main story.
Congrats, kid.
Next up, I completed Toyman submissions. Next, I started doing the incursion missions, which are a huge grind in the end game, and you get a trophy for completing your first one. Next up, I got Chosen One for completing 5 combat flare checklists. This can easily be done on incursion missions because each one has one. Next, I got Choices of Evil for unlocking a villain synergy. This happens when you unlock a notorious villain item, which is colored pink and tied to a certain DC villain. Next, I completed my final Lex Luthor support squad mission. Next, I got Penguin to overhaul a piece of gear, which just changes that item's stats. Next, I completed my 100th contract. Like I said earlier, I wish I focused on this one a lot sooner. Next, I found my 10th Riddler trophy. This one might come pretty naturally since you'll find most of them by accident. When you get close to one, they show up on your map and they glow through objects when scanning the environment.
Shut this man up.
Would you like some new gear?
Next, I leveled Deadshot to 30. If you don't like playing as a certain character and don't want to spend hours playing as them, there's a faster way to level them up that I'll explain later. And this is something that I wish I knew about earlier in the game. After completing all 3 incursion missions for the first time, you unlock mastery levels. You have to keep playing the highest level to move up and unlock better rated items. You get a trophy for completing one at mastery level 5. While grinding the incursion mastery levels, you'll get items from the Bane Infamy set. There's 3 different tiers and you get higher rated tiered items after finishing higher mastery levels. You get a trophy for equipping 3 tier 1 items. Next, I completed an incursion mission at mastery level 10. Next, I reached the max level for Harley while doing incursion missions. Next, I completed an incursion mission at mastery level 15. Next, I finally got 3 pieces of tier 2 Bane Infamy items from doing higher mastery levels. Next, I completed a mastery level at 20, but unfortunately you have to keep going to higher levels to get tier 3 Bane items. Next, I got Toyman to elite a piece of gear, which I should have done earlier. Doing this helps out with incursion missions, especially at higher levels. Next, I had Poison Ivy supercharge the Affliction on a piece of gear. Next, I equipped 3 pieces of Tier 3 Infamy gear, which I got most of them at Mastery level 24. While at Mastery level 24, it was still pretty easy for me to complete the incursion missions, and at that level, you get a ton of experience and high tier weapons. I used this level to grind out experience for Captain Boomerang, and I leveled up 9 to 10 times upon each completion. I wish I knew about this earlier so I could have just stayed playing with my main character. Now that all of my characters are at level 30, they all have one shared experience level. To get Trial by Blood, you have to reach squad level 50. I used my same method of getting experience, and I did Mastery level 24 over and over again until I reached level 50. Each completion of the mission, I went up 4 levels, so it didn't take long to do. Now that all the grinding trophies are out of the way, head back to the Batman Museum and press this button to unlock History Repeats. Next, I finished defeating my 10th hit squad. These spawn automatically in the Killing Time Horde missions after a certain point, so if you want to do them quickly, just keep replaying those missions. Next, I took care of the 3 trophies related to the Riddler's AR challenges. You have to get 3 stars on every single one in order to get the 39 stars for the last trophy. Next 2 trophies are for discovering all 21 of the riddles. The Riddler will speak to you whenever you're close by to one, but it's way faster if you just use a guide if you don't feel like figuring it out. My last trophy was for finding all 40 Riddler trophies. You should have most of these marked on your map by the end of the game, but if not, just keep scanning the area you're missing them in or use a guide. Hopefully this guide helps you all out. If you guys have any questions or need any help, feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you guys.